This video is brought to you by DDAmanda, and she's the best stock scanner there is. So, if you trade stocks, or if you want to trade stocks, you definitely need her because she's going to make you a lot of money. DDAmanda.com. Check her out. Okay, the first thing you got to do is behind this, right there, is a screw that screws this end into this panel here, and you got to remove it, and the one on the other side too. And then you got to remove all these little guys here, and I made a little cardboard thing. These just came out of here. Okay, and they're in here. They'll be like that, and all you got to do is get one of these things and just pull this up, and then the whole thing will just come right out. Okay, and then I put them in here because they're different lengths, just to keep them all straight. And then you just, on the end, you just pull. Well, first you gotta lift this out. Come on. Yeah, this just comes right out. Okay. I know, I got a mess. But then this bumper will just pull right out. You gotta grab it here and just pull, and it'll pop out because it's got little snaps. See? You just pull on it, and it'll come out. Okay? And just keep pulling on it, and this whole fucking bumper will come off. Now I'm just gonna drop this down, because there's underneath the body, there's all sorts of screws holding the bottom of this on, okay? So if you really want to take it all the way off, you got to go underneath and pull all the screws. But I just want to get to this evaporator, this condenser, so I'm going to try to not have to do the whole thing, but I may have to, I don't know. Okay, you want to remove this too. You don't really have to, but if you do have to, because I got my anti-laser hooked to this, underneath here are 4 of these same types of things. There's one there, one there, one there. Well, actually there's, 4. I got holes for them here. And you got to pull those out. And then this will come off. Okay, there's 2 screws on this part also. They're right here, and you need like a real short screwdriver, little Phillips here to get. I got all 4 of these guys out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I put them in my little thing here. Oh, I wanted to show you my anti-laser system. I installed this. This one came loose just now, but these are anti-laser. I've got separate videos on this. It's stop you from getting tickets. There's 2 on each side and 1 here in the middle. So I had to fit these in here, but it's pretty cool. It's a $3,000 system, so it saved me a lot of tickets. Okay, I pulled the bumper. It just pulls right off once you get all the screws on the bottom undone. And there's a couple of clips on the other side, on each side. These here, okay? They won't come out. I don't know why it's not coming out, but I pulled them up and it loosened. What else? Okay, now you can get to the evaporator. I jacked it up, by the way, and I like to use these wood blocks. I don't trust anything else but solid wood, you know? And now I want to get this thing off, because I need to get back here to be able to disconnect the evaporator, the condenser. So let's unhook this. Come on. There it is. And this just slides in here, I guess. Oh, look at that. There's a couple of little connectors here. But now that we got that off, put this in here, save it. We can get to da 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 da. Now here's my theory. Okay, it comes to the high pressure right here. This is the high pressure. Comes into the condenser here. All right, and it flows all the way through it, through this dryer. I'm going to replace this. Anytime you open the system, you're supposed to replace that. That's the last thing I'm going to do, because I don't want to expose this to air. Once you take the seals off the bottom, you'll see what I mean. These things can get, you know, fill up with water or condensation and pretty quickly, within an hour or two. So the last thing I'm going to do is put that on, and then immediately after that I'm going to pull a vacuum. So now what my theory is I have a restriction somewhere. This is the low coming off the firewall. And this one here, this skinny one here, that goes in there. You see it goes underneath. It comes all the way around, and that's your high pressure. That's liquid. That's supposed to go into the evaporator, evaporate through the thermal expansion valve, and then come back out through here to the compressor, suck it out. It's suction here. The problem is that I'm getting a vacuum here. This hose is actually collapsing. I have a new hose, and I'm going to replace it. But there should be like 40 pounds here at all times. And what's happening is this is collapsing. In other words, I'm pulling a vacuum here, which means that there's nothing going through the evaporator, okay, or very little. And so somewhere there's a constriction between the evaporator and this high pressure, because the high pressure goes in here, okay? So I have high pressure, so somewhere in this area, this flow, we're coming back here, going to the evaporator, something's plugged, okay? Or just won't let any flow through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect it here, and then I'm going to feed just a tiny bit of AC through this and see if it comes out here, okay? And I'm going to do the same thing to the high side and see if it comes out here, just a little bit. I could use air, I suppose, but I thought I'd use just a little bit of AC fluid. I know it's bad for the environment and all that, but I'm not going to use it very much, because I'm hoping that it's the evaporator, this dryer, that's fucking up. That somehow that's plugged up. And if it's not that, then it's the thermal expansion valve, or somewhere in this line is restriction. So I guess we're going to find out. Alright guys, that's it for now. Okay, I've been having troubles with this AC for a while now, but I think I'm going to, this is the pressure valve here, okay? And I'm going to change that. I gotta disconnect it first. That's a little tricky. There it is, alright. Okay, so that's disconnected. Now this thing is, it has O-rings, okay, that's what really seals it. So I figured out that it's a 1 1/16 socket. So I know. I'm going to see if I can unscrew it. Alright, well I got to relieve the pressure first in the system. Just a little bit of pressure. Alright guys, so we're going to replace that too. Well, the good news is that I found out what the problem is. I put some air to it, and on the high side I have pressure. And what that means is that this is blocked. This dryer is blocked because it's open down here. What happened is I was using the big socket on this down there to unscrew it, and what happened is I broke this. You know, the part here that goes onto here. So if you'd have to replace this pressure switch, kids, you got to back this up. You got to hold this because I didn't think it was that tight, you know. I mean, does have an O-ring that holds it in there, that seals it, so why is it so fucking tight, right? I mean, it should just be hand tight, basically. Anyway, it was stuck, and then it broke this. So, with pressure on the high side, okay, there's pressure here, and that goes directly to, this pressure goes to this, which is supposed to go through here, and then through the dryer, and then come out here. Okay, but there's nothing coming out, so that thing is totally blocked down there. So there's my problem. It wasn't the expansion valve like I was thinking it might be. Well, actually I did think it was this. I had a sneaking suspicion it was this. So anyway, now I got to buy a new pipe. This part, $130 OEM, and it disconnects right back there, and then I should be in business if I replace this dryer, which I already bought. It's pretty easy to replace. You undo this bolt, and then there's a bolt on the bottom, and it just pulls out, pushes out. Yeah, there's a bolt right there. Alright guys, that's it. Solved the problem. Now I just got to get parts and put it all back together. Alright, thanks for watching. Onward and upward, baby. Everybody that tries DDAmanda absolutely loves her. These are all unsolicited, by the way. We didn't even ask people. I love you guys. Yeah, I love the program. So worth it. Probably made 500K. This guy's up 30K. Having everything I need to research on one page is definite time saver. Single day, 1525 profit. 15K on my first DD. Look at this guy. I don't know what to think about this one, man. This guy says he made 30 million. Read this shit. I don't know. He sounds kind of legit. I fucking love DDAmanda. Your program is the best tool I've ever used in the last 21 years. It just goes on and on.